Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I am having some coffee and watching Mississippi State play baseball. It is college baseball season again. That's what I like to watch. And now it's more interesting to watch because my son's a lefty pitcher. He's a sophomore in high school, and we watch this to see what kind of range he has to be in to be at this level playing baseball. So it's kind of an more interesting thing to watch as he gets older. I wanted to start. I'm not going to play this video, but I am going to show you. This guy he says that he was advised by a military source to withdraw his money from Canadian banks if he has any sense that the situation is far worse than he was informed of. So, folks, you might want to get your Ledger Nano S if you're if you are in crypto, and if you do have look, when you see what's going on up there, makes you not want to trust anything. So just protect yourselves. Ledger Nano S link will be in the top of the description of this video. Now, I saw this video. I won't play this, but I wanted to show you this. UAE's Minister of Energy tells this lady, what we hear is that there's no intention for invasion of Ukraine, and that is comforting. So I'm getting this feeling that this whole Russia thing is somehow a staged event, maybe to pressure things politically. Who knows? Now, there's a lot going on at the same time. First, we saw right in the midst of this thing that Russia is passing crypto legislation, and then we saw Ukraine right in the middle of this thing. Didn't they make Bitcoin legal tender? Then if you just scroll down Blockworks, look at some of the things that have been announced just in the last couple of days. Bulgarian stock exchange starts trading Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's go down. I'll find there's several things I saw on this one thread. Just in legislature in Utah introduces bill to allow state to accept Bitcoin. And as we go down, Brazil's Federal Senate Committee approves proposal to regulate Bitcoin and crypto. And then they had this, I'll show you in a second. And then as we go, there was another one, it seems like. Thailand Stock Exchange to allow trading Bitcoin and crypto. And then the official cool guy of the Digital Asset Investor channel sent me this. Mr. Intuitive was another Blockworks thread. The top government officials left their jobs for crypto. You got Jay Clayton. There's Brian Brooks, Mark Wetjen, he was from the CFTC. Then you had Thea Knight, former SEC counsel, Arthur Levitt, former SEC chairman, our old buddy Bill Henman, former SEC director of division of corporate finance division, Brian Quinitz, former CFTC, he went to A16Z like Bill Henman did, Brett Redfern, former SEC, he went there. Then Christopher Giancarlo, former CFTC. There's a reason all these government people are going into crypto, folks. They know that the whole financial system is about to change. Now, here's another thing that's got my antenna up. Everywhere you look, we're seeing all of a sudden every government, all kinds of organizations saying, oh, watch out, cyber attacks coming. Major warning of cyber attacks. We're seeing this everywhere. It's so coordinated that it makes me think that they already know it's going to happen. Like, as in, some of these people that keep floating this somewhere have a hand in what they know is coming. I mean, it's too obvious. The backdrop here, folks, let me remind you, I've never known any organization or government that has been hacked in the news. Where I'm reading a news article, I don't think I've seen one where the story goes that they were hacked and they didn't find out about it for 3 months or maybe years, that they didn't even know they had been hacked. But now we're supposed to believe that somehow all these people are able to predict into the future that it's about to happen imminently. I don't buy it. Not with all that I've seen. And now, I was watching CNBC today. Watch this.
Elon Musk accusing the SEC of leaking information from a federal probe, tweeting, quote, "This is just peeling back the first layer of the corruption onion. Stay tuned." Of course, last week had more choice words for the SEC, Jim, accusing them of trying to thwart his right to free speech.
Yeah, I think that it's just not worth tangling with the SEC. And Elon is doing such a great job. It's just, I mean, I totally understand. I know Mark Cuban at one point tussled with him on a different issue, but they're just not worth picking on. It just doesn't get you anywhere. So, I think he's a great man. I mean, it's just my own advice that stay focused. Just stay focused.
It's the same thing to the SEC, by the way, though. I mean, they're doing all these weird potential rulemaking for hedge funds and disclosure.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned
It's weird to me.
There are a lot
in crypto and so many things where we're still waiting.
Yes,
Still waiting.
and a lot of people feel that he's off the reservation.
Yes.
I don't, but he's in common phases. He's really going full board on a lot of issues that don't really.
Gensler, I know he
Yeah.
is on stuff like these are sophisticated investors in these funds. Why has this become such an obsession?
I think I'm going to have to get to the bottom of that with him because it doesn't make sense.
You think you're going to have to get to the bottom of it as a journalist? I mean, how long have we been screaming from the rooftops about this guy? You think you got to get to the bottom of it? Thanks, Jim. By the way, folks, I received a text from one of my friends just now while I was talking to you. It reminded me of something. All this Russia stuff we're seeing, all this, I've seen references to World War III. I've said it on this channel before. I was told I won't say who told me, but I was told a long time ago by someone that they thought XRP was created to prevent World War III. And then we saw that tweet. It was just sent to me. I'll read it to you. The tweet, I think I showed it in my last video. It was from Zero Hedge. It says, Putin says, "We welcome sanctions because we're building key payments infrastructure with China, using blockchain as a backbone." Well, if you were trying to prevent World War III, folks, you know what you would do? You'd say to Russia, you'd say, "Look, you have your own CBDC." And you'd say to China, "Hey, look, you have your own CBDC." And then if you're the United States, you'd say, "Listen, we're going to have our own CBDC." And you'd also say, if you're the United States, you'd say, "Listen, we know that we have given up the right to have the world's reserve currency through our irresponsibility and racking up the debt and all of that." And what you would say is, so in order to prevent World War III, let's all sit down together and let's all have our own CBDCs and create a system where everybody in their own country uses their own CBDCs, and then the walls come down on their walled garden when they want to send money from, say, China to Russia or China to the U.S. And we'll have a system in place where we all have a bridge currency, and we won't have to trust each other on that bridge currency because we'll have nodes in all of our countries and on all of our individual satellites, and we won't have to trust each other. And you know what else? We could test that system for 8+ years, couldn't we? While we could test it for 8+ years while we all of our countries, and we all get coordinated and we all talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum, which don't work. Proof of work doesn't work. We could all shout from the rooftops about Bitcoin and Ethereum as a distraction, maybe, while the real infrastructure is being put in place. And then one day we could flip that switch, and those walled gardens, whenever we wanted to send money out, those walled gardens could come down, and we could have a digital bridge currency for the world that everybody benefits from. You know, I'm just saying that would prevent World War III. Folks, we haven't been wrong about XRP or about XLM. There's going to be a day when a lot of people are going to feel really stupid that doubted us on this one. Stefan Huber, I don't know why, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I get a weird feeling that the timing of that whole Dow Uncovered story is deliberate. Disguised whales, proof of stake, Ethereum 2, consensus layer around the corner. Ethereum is one huge gaslighting project. Isn't that what it feels like, folks? And then this guy tweeted Laura Shin's tweet about her exclusive about how she knows who the Dow hacker is. This is by far the best marketing stunt I've seen in the Ethereum space to date. Kudos, Dolores Shin, and congrats. Yeah, but remember, folks, if she all of a sudden knows who this is, that means the Ethereum founders and law enforcement knew a long time ago. And why haven't they gone after the person? That's the question. And then JV put a video out that brings this point home, folks. Stakes are way too high. Ripple and XRP are what's going to propel the United States ahead. The U.S. is lagging in this space because of this lawsuit. Once clarity comes, a lot of narratives change, I believe, and I think JV's right.
As utility. So we think that was a perplexing move that happened literally on the last days of the Trump administration under in the SEC, for example. But we're hopeful that we can get that clarity in the U.S. and then that will allow the U.S. to be rightfully the number one when it comes to fintech, crypto, just like it is with every other part of the internet. As utility.
All right. And then there was that Ron Hammond put another thing out. I'm not going to go through this. I'll just say Ron Hammond is one of the lobbyists with the Blockchain Association, and he did a summary of what's going on in D.C. Basically said that things were slowed down because of all the Russia stuff. Then this guy says, I honestly don't understand people that like XRP. Please enlighten me. Matt Hamilton, who works at Ripple, said, what is not to like about XRP? It's fast, cheap, decentralized, was the second major blockchain after Bitcoin. It was developed by some Bitcoin developers to be a better Bitcoin once they saw its unbounded energy requirements. It was the first DEX, first stable coins. Then this guy says, first tokenizers, digital asset creator before Ethereum 2. Indeed, and he says, indeed, Vitalik used to sleep on the couch of one of the XRP ledger creators. When he couldn't get a work permit for the USA to intern at Ripple, he went off to create Ethereum a few years later. All right, then Susan Friedman, who works for Ripple, what is her title again? Head of Public Policy for Ripple. She went on to a podcast, which is this podcast, to talk about, of many things, the elephant in the room, which is the XRP lawsuit. But this is the clip that I thought was most interesting. The fact that she left the Treasury to go to Ripple.
Sure. So I was at the Department of the Treasury before I came to Ripple, and it was, blockchain had obviously been around for a while, but we were just starting to get the briefings from folks. Industry was coming in, including Ripple, to tell us about their products, what they were doing. And I think that was just a really great introduction to the space. It got me excited to explore it more, particularly when this opportunity came up. Ripple was, I think, the first crypto company to open up a DC office. And sure,
I am watching. So my point there is, what would make someone think that going to Ripple, when they're being briefed on Ripple at the U.S. Treasury, what would make someone leave the Treasury to go to Ripple? And it wasn't just her. It was multiple people that went to Ripple and are on Ripple's board that were at the Treasury and at major high posts. Now I'm watching right now a pitcher that's pitching against Mississippi State. So far, I have not seen over 75 miles an hour out of this guy, and this is a Division I baseball game, which means that my son could go and do it now, because I think he's up around right now close to 80. We're trying to get it. I've been told 85 to 88 is the magic number for Division I lefty pitcher, and I think by his junior year he will be there. Somebody, no, that's not a home run. He didn't get a hold of it. All right. The false Bitcoin Ethereum narrative continues. Cointelegraph put out their crypto top 100 people. Okay. And if you go look at this thing, it is shameful, folks, from a lot of angles, but it's shameful in that everything is Bitcoin Ethereum centric on this list. And one of them that came up right when I clicked on it was Kristen Smith from the Blockchain Association. That's one of the people that we've been critical of, because we can't get the Blockchain Association to explain to us why they have not expressed any support for Ripple or for John Deaton, and they claim to be a crypto industry representative. not just a Bitcoin and Ethereum industry representative. They put themselves out there as such, and we're still waiting on an explanation. And until she gives one, I don't see why she deserves to be influential at all, much less on the top 100 list. Plus, they put our old buddy Joseph Lubin on here, and they covered Lubin's 2021 and Lubin's 2022 and did not say one word about the Ethereum free pass or anything that we found on this guy or about how he helped disguise whale purchasers in the Ethereum ICO. And to do that and to put him at number 70 and not be honest about everything about this guy is a bold-faced lie. And I call him out. Boy, you got to be a special kind of liar to tell this story without a single mention of the Ethereum free pass and Lubin's hand in it. You can't tell the Lubin story without telling that story. Now, you remember early in my video earlier today when I was talking about Thinking Crypto's interview with this Joseph Hall guy, who's an ex-SEC guy. He called us conspiracy theorists. All the evidence we found is just conspiracy, right? Well, John Deaton took issue with it. Conspiracy. Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Eric Lipton of the New York Times recognized claims being made related to the conflicts of interest in the New York Times article. In a Business Insider article, which he's attached, a former SEC ethics lawyer said the conflicts were a little unsettling. And then he said this: if our timeline, videos, and evidence is nothing and can be easily dismissed, then this gentleman or any other SEC institutionalist should have no issue debating me about it. I'm not even a securities lawyer, so he should be able to crush me if the evidence is so conspiratorial. I've got a standing invitation to any of these high-powered attorneys who want to get on my channel with John Deaton and set us all straight and show us where our timeline is so ridiculous and show us how all this video evidence and all these things are conspiratorial. And I will play the video. We will have it all right here, and we'll do it so that nobody can say anything, because it'll be video and facts, and they can tell us what's conspiratorial about it. Notice nobody has taken me up on this deal because they can't. And it's for one simple reason. These people, they're supposedly the smartest guys in the room. They're attorneys. They're high-powered attorneys, very intelligent. But none of them can come on and refute this stuff, because it doesn't matter how smart you think you are if you don't have the truth on your side, because it will back you into the corner every time and you will not be able to get around it. The truth is a deadly thing, folks. And we have it. And we have their own word, their own arrogant words, their own video when they thought that they got away with it, and they thought that it was okay. The coast was clear. They could just go to conferences and start running their mouths about all this stuff. But no, I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that when you have the truth on your side, everything's really easy. When you don't, it becomes a big problem. These are lessons my 9-year-old understands because I've taught them to him. When you get away with lying, and you get away with lying again and again and again, then it makes you comfortable going out on video and saying things and talking, because you think, oh, over time, lies are okay. So I can talk about this, no big deal.